If you're still using cash or debit for making purchases, you're doing it all wrong. And on top of that, you're leaving a massive amount of benefits on the table. What if I told you that using your debit or crash card is actually setting you up for failure? Well, in a way. Don't believe me? Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you a few reasons why, and number 2 will shock you. Let's go. Guys, when I was in middle school, I'll never forget the day that my mother had her purse stolen while we were moving in to our new place. She had about $850 in cold, hard cash, and of course, a bunch of other credit cards in her purse. After calling the police department and, filing a police report, it was the cold, hard truth that the money was gone forever and there was no way of recouping it. But the credit cards, however, were able to be closed and any fraudulent charges were able to be returned without any fault. Turns out credit cards are actually safer than cash. Who would have thought? For years, I was told that credit cards were evil and that credit card companies were only out there to make money off of you and, charge you interest and to make you pay more than what you actually paid for the product. Am I right? And I know I'm not the only one out there who's heard this, and that credit card companies are so evil and they want you to stay in debt. I've heard it all, but the real question I have is, evil to who? I am going to show you how credit cards were able to give me free trips to Asia and around the world, free rentals and hotel stays, and how I was also able to build points while doing all of this at the same time. And also, this will allow you to never have to really pay full price for traveling ever again if you follow these strategies. Hey guys, Romeo here with Freedom Nation, and I want to show you how important it is to know the difference between using cash and debit and credit cards. So let's continue. Credit cards, if used correctly, can give you added benefits that cash will never ever be able to compete with. And here are 5 examples to show you how right now. Number 5 is warranty protection. This one is a heavy one for all you warranty junkies out there who wonders what happens when my warranty runs out on my product or whatever I just bought. Well, you're in luck because Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is one of the credit cards I recently added to my collection, offers a warranty protection which gives you an additional year of manufacturer warranty after the warranty has expired on your product. Now, this is contingent upon that your product only has about 3 years or less warranty covered immediately when you purchase. So if you have 3 years or less warranty coverage already on the product, you are able to be covered if you use the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So let's say you purchase a toaster or maybe even like a flat screen TV. Let's go big here. And your warranty runs out after, let's say, the 1 or 2 years that you were given originally on the product. Well, because you purchased with the Sapphire Preferred card, you will now be given an additional 1 year of manufactured warranty coverage on that product. Now, if that ain't good enough, listen to what's next. Number 4 is to help you build your credit. That's right, I said it, your credit. But you gotta listen closely for this one. Now, if you're a teenager, you probably don't even know what credit is, or you probably have heard of it, but do not understand the importance of credit. So here we go. So in order for you to buy a car or buy a house or to fund your student loans, I said student loans, you need to have good credit. And if you're also a teenager, you probably don't even have a credit score to begin with because you need credit history in order to begin to build that. So let me show you how you can get around this. So the best way to work around this is to ask your parents, assuming they have good credit, by the way, to add you in onto one of their credit cards that they've had for a while, right? They had standing credit for a while, and to add you in as an authorized user. Now, with an authorized user, you'll be added onto the card as someone who can potentially use the credit on a credit card, but also mention to them that you do not need a credit card so that they do not have to issue you a credit card once they add you. You simply want to benefit off the fact that of their credit history to help you build your own credit. Now, not everybody's privy to this, so this may be helpful for you to explain to your parents. Okay? Without them issuing you a credit card, there's no worry for them to worry about you spending irresponsibly on their name. So if you approach them and tell them, hey, can I just be added on as an authorized user? And I don't need a credit card, I just want to have some credit history built under my name. They'll probably be more likely to add you in as an authorized user, knowing that it will help you and not hurt them, being a win-win situation for everyone. Now, once this happens, of course, assuming that they have good credit, this will be passed on to you, and now you are off to a great start with building your credit. This is exactly what I did under my parents in order for me to build my credit history early. And trust me when I tell you, this puts you light years ahead of all your friends and anybody you know in your circle currently to help you build that strong foundation that you need to build that credit history that you're gonna need later on when you need to really make some large purchases. Now, let's say your parents don't have good credit or they refuse to add you in on the credit card. Here's another way you can build credit on your own. Now, I've used a credit union and multiple banks in the past, but credit union seems to do this the best. If you have a credit union nearby or any bank that will allow you to do this, ask to open up a secured credit card. Now, what a secured credit card allows you to do is that once you apply for one and you receive it, they'll only give you a fixed amount that you can spend on it, and that amount is dependent on how much money you give to them as a security deposit. So pretty much it's a secured loan, so to speak. So let's say, for example, I want to open a secured card. I tell them that, and I say, I have $500, and they will allow you $500 to be added onto the card as the max amount that you can spend, and you cannot go over that amount, and you will be charged interest and late fees like normal because it's teaching you discipline, but it's with a smaller amount. And what this does, before you can make any more purchases, you have to replace the money back into that card. All the $500 got to be back in there before you can reuse the card again. And what that does is it allows creditors to see all your credit history on that card, that you're doing all the right things, you're paying on time, and you're responsible. And so therefore, you'll be able to apply for the greater cards like I'm mentioning right now, Chase Sapphire, Preferred, and the Inc. Business Chase card, which I'll get into later. You'll get into these bigger cards because now you have some history built up, especially if you already have someone who added you in as an authorized user. Be mindful of that. This is one of the best ways to start building your credit history early and to set you up for success in the future if you don't have anybody else that you can count on to add you in as an authorized user. Now, make sure anybody who adds you in that you know, like, and trust them, or they trust you, because that is a transaction that they're adding you on to their credit history. And of course, they don't want to run into any issues, and you don't want to be liable for any liabilities on somebody else's credit. So make sure you understand those terms as well. And also check with your bank with some more terms and conditions that they may have with a secured card. But definitely one of the good routes to look into, especially if you're struggling to build incredible credit history so that people can understand and see that you're actually a responsible person as you enter in further into adulthood and start applying for loans to get a car, or if you're saving up for a car and you have you need money to, cover certain things, and you need a credit card to be useful in those situations. A secured card will help you get there. If you're really interested in learning how to build your credit, I have a link down in the description below for creditkarma.com and also mint.com. Those two websites are very, very, very helpful for me anyway, to help me budget exactly what I had, especially if I was, doing the paycheck to paycheck thing and being a student and knowing exactly where my money was going. Credit Karma keeps track of your credit history with two of the major bureaus, and mint.com allows you to keep track of your money in your bank account and any credit cards you may owe, so that way you can see where your money's going and also keep track of your credit history and have that for free, by the way, whenever you log into these accounts. So take advantage of it, sign up for free down below. It costs you absolutely nothing. Enjoy the gift. You're welcome. Coming in at number 3 is return protection. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I know me sometimes when I make purchases at retail stores such as Best Buy or Target, whatever, and I buy something like, a TV or maybe a camera or some electronic that I need for my business, and it just sometimes you gotta make a return. And a lot of times in the past, I've had a lot of issues making returns because of these questions that ask, is there anything wrong with it? We can't take it because the seal was broken sideways and not vertical. And so these weird things really can get in the way with your experience as a customer. So with that being a risk that you're going to be taking with making a return, Paying with a credit card can sometimes alleviate that stress. Let me explain how. In the event that you do make a purchase and you're having difficulty making a return, your credit card company may sometimes be able to compensate you for within the allowed amount for the item purchased. For example, a Chase Sapphire Reserve card is one of the cards that offer this return protection benefit. Now, with the return protection, they may be able to compensate you $500 per incident with a maximum of $1,000 per year. So now if you have issues returning anything, Chase will give you $500 per incident, up to $500 per incident, and you'll be able to most likely keep the product for free with the compensation, and then you can go ahead and buy another product or put the money towards another product if you have any issues returning it at a particular retailer. This is really one of the benefits of the card. Now I gotta ask, can cash do that? Moving on to number 2 is purchase protection. With purchase protection, now whenever you make a large purchase, now I'm in the market for a MacBook currently, so let's say if I purchased my MacBook and a week later my MacBook was stolen for whatever reason, I would be purchase protected. Some credit cards will actually reimburse you the entire amount for that product that was stolen, so that way you can go ahead and repurchase the item. Now, obviously, you have to look at the terms and conditions that apply to make sure that you fit within all their policies, so that way they can reimburse you according to their terms of service. Now, I'm not sure about you, but for me, this benefit alone on any card would earn my respect, because had this been a cash transaction, there would be no way to trace that your product was stolen, and you would have nobody to call but the police to tell them that, hey, my MacBook got stolen, and in hopes that you hopefully recovered it in mint condition. Well, you don't have to worry about that when you make the purchase with a credit card, because they would reimburse you. And of course, again, the reigning champ Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve card, they do offer these protections. So make sure if you're interested, take a look at them. Go on the chase.com website and take a look. You might be interested in something they may have to offer. You may be qualified for one of the cards that offer these protections. But consider the benefits that you're leaving on the table when you're deciding between cash and debit or a credit card in order for you to make a purchase next time you go into the store. This is the one main reason why I made the switch from cash and debit to credit, because the type of protection that's being offered is just not offered with cash. Now, I get to sleep at night, my wife gets to sleep at night peacefully, and I don't have to worry about anything else as long as I make the purchase from my credit cards. I know that I can recover them or have some type of protection to help me out during the process, as it can be very, very stressful, believe me. And last but not least, coming in at number 1, the mother of all benefits, rewards points. Yes, points. Rewards points was actually where I was able to take the free flight, have free trips at, around the world, stay at the hotels that I like to stay for free, and also with some restaurants being able to reimburse some of the money that was spent as well. So let me explain a little bit to you about points. The best all-around cards, in my opinion, the two of them, is going to be the Chase Ink Business Preferred card and also a Chase Sapphire Preferred card, because their points never expire, and you can merge points between each account, so that way they can be combined to one for you to make, put it towards a travel or put it towards a hotel or rental, whichever you'd like. But the plus side is that they never expire as long as your card remains active. Every purchase made on any one of these cards will earn you some type of point value. So for example, with the Chase Ink Business card, if you're buying anything such as ink, anything printer or business office related, you get a certain amount of points that's earned. If you make ad spend, if you do social media ads like my company does, you're going to be earning about 3 points per dollar, if not mistaken, every time you make a transaction on a social media sites and using their ad platform. And so as I use the points, I re-rack them by reusing the card, because here's how it happens. So whether I go and put gas in my car, whether I go eat at restaurants or buy groceries from my house, what happens is I recycle those purchases into the card that I would normally have money or cash in the bank for anyway. So make sure you have, obviously, I make sure to have cash in the bank to make those purchases that I would have made anyway with cash, and then I use the card for it. What I do is I put it in a special account that I have already within my bank that is set up for auto pay with the credit card. So whenever the credit card's due, all that money that I would have spent anyway would already be sitting in the account. It's automatically debited from the account. And so therefore I have peace of mind there too, while creating a point value, that point system, racking up all my points in the background with me not worried. So now whenever my wife and I wants to take a trip, guess what? Those points will then come in handy. Points that we would not have otherwise if we did not have knowledge about how to use this point system effectively. The credit cards that everyone tells you to stay away from. If we listen to the masses, we'd not be able to benefit from this system. So guys, the thing with this whole process about earning points and using credit cards, what I want you to understand is that you have to be responsible enough to know that you're only gonna spend the cash available that you have liquid to pay off these credit cards, right? You only spend what you actually have in your bank in cash form. That's the amount you would spend on your credit cards. It's really basic, simple math, but people let human nature and emotions take over, really want something, and the habit of swiping the card and not paying it back or not having enough money in the bank to pay for it, it puts you really in a bad place, and it doesn't make sense. The system will not make sense to you, okay? If you don't have control or discipline to have, your budget set out and to, know in your mind that you're only gonna spend the cash that you have available, which is exactly what I do in order to allow this to happen, then don't try this, okay? Do this only when you know you have the discipline to do this. But I'm telling you, if you do master this, you'll be actually using the benefits of the cards that all the wealthy people have been using for years. All right, and you'll be benefiting and allowing yourself to grow in a way to understand how money works at a very young age. So trust me when I tell you, only spend what you have, and this will make total sense for you. So here's the thing about credit card companies, right? So credit card companies bank off the fact that there are naive people out there who will always spend more than what they actually have, right? And so then they're the ones that they make interest off their backs, and they're the ones that they also are able to bank off late fees and all these other fees that are attached to their credit card that I have never had to pay for these most recent cards that I've gotten, because I've gotten the information and I made sure I apply it to the point where I never fall victim to that ever again. Trust me, if you understand these strategies and listen to what I'm telling you, you will actually be light years ahead of anybody around in your current circle, and allowing yourself to grow without having the need to pay off any debt later on. So that way, when you find an opportunity that takes a little bit of money in order for you to jump in, or a business opportunity, you'll be able to do so without having to ever worry about that ball and chain that we call debt on your back ever again. So once again, be careful who you listen to when you hear feedback about credit cards and credit card companies and how they're being so evil. Ask yourself, evil to who? Hey guys, if you found this video very helpful and you really enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a like, and don't forget to hit subscribe for 7 years of good luck. I'll just play. But just subscribe anyway, because then hit the bell notification. It will let you know when new videos are coming out. And if you like affiliate marketing, want to learn how to make other ways to make money online, check out this new video that I actually have up here. This will help you to understand the ins and outs of affiliate marketing, what it is, and how you can benefit from it. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Peace.